Dr. Sujit Kumar Singh, and currently I am serving as an assistant professor at the Indian Statistical Institute, India. My teaching responsibilities primarily encompasses courses on operations research and optimization. My research focuses mainly in multi-objective optimization, application and theory both. I am presently supported by ICTP CIMPA Research in Pairs Fellowship, and I express my sincere gratitude to ICTP and CIMPA both for this kind support. Thank you. So, next I would like to brief something about how mathematics education is in India. Basically in India there is talent full of mathematics, but the level of training is not uniform there. Academic institutions are stratified by quality. The best ones are labeled as tier 1 and they perform very well. Below them are tier 2 and they perform not as tier 1 institutions but reasonably good, and then comes into the picture the tier 3 and tier 4 type of institutions. Tier 1 institutes are outstanding and comparable to the leading institutions worldwide, but admission to their program is extremely competitive basically, and the number of available seats are limited. And you already know, in a country like India's strength in population, only a some fraction of the population or the students can gain access to such institutions. These top institutes typically have good infrastructure, well qualified faculty, and a good outreach basically, because the students there are getting the well exposure and they are exposed towards multiple research personalities around the world and having the contact, having the lectures, attending the seminars and all those things. So they have a very good outreach. But the top institutes typically have, all those things, but still that's insufficient in a country like India's size. So although India has many institutions, but the number of high quality institutions, you can say it's inadequate. In addition, most of these institutions are publicly funded and their budgets depend heavily in the government, heavily on their rankings also. So this widens the gap. The best institute receives more funding, which allows them to improve further, while the weaker ones receive less, which makes it harder for them to progress. So at the same time, simply reducing the funding of strong institutions and redistributing it to the other institutions, it not seems a viable source, because by doing so, the top level institutions will also start struggling, and consequently the overall level of the education will further deteriorate. And so there might be a viable solution is only to increase the funding there, but for the funding there are two fundamental sources. One is that the government has to increase the funding, the other is that the students has to pay high amount as their tuition fees. But then charging students a high tuition fee for mathematical programs does not seem appropriate, because these degrees usually do not lead to direct professional or campus placements. So graduates either pursue further studies leading to a doctorate, or they leave mathematics and prepare for professional programs like MBA, MS or other public services. So basically we cannot directly charge students a huge amount to support our institutions for their budgetary requirements. So that means this is a decision problem. The decision making bodies or decision makers has to think about this, that how to have a good trade-off where the education level of mathematics can further be enhanced in the sense that more good institutions should be established. Already there are many more institutions, but then due to the large size of India, that still seems not enough to me, and that is the one thing. So there is a decision making questions and the decision makers have to think about it. This fellowship, the ICTP CIMPA fellowship, is really significant to me. It offers both professional and personal opportunities for me. On the professional side, it allows me to connect with researchers from Europe and to become familiar with their research and their work environment. It creates a long lasting networking with me for like-minded researchers, and to continue a sustainable collaborationship throughout the life, with further defining the understanding of research in optimization theory, and also it creates opportunities for me to work on several applied oriented problems in optimization. Personally, it would enhance my visibility, because it basically recognized my work and it gives a form of recognition which further is going to help me in getting a other type of fundings. It may be locally or beyond the locally, or furthermore it also can it will be helping me while applying for promotions in my current positions, and also it basically is very significant to me personally and professionally both. Yeah, so this experience, basically this fellowship experience is basically going to help me throughout my life, because research is not confined to a time period. It's a long lasting ongoing process. This experience enabled me to sustain collaborations throughout my academic career. It supports me in inviting speakers from Europe for different academic and scholar events, programs, in identifying reviewers when working with some editorial teams and all. And furthermore, it's going to help me while applying some grants, maybe locally or internationally. So it's have a number of benefits on my academic career. So I'm again gratitude. I show my gratitude to ICTP and CIMPA for this kind support. Thank you.